my deposit after the 2 years or whatever, as long as she wants to stay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's fair enough. She's doing me a favor, if anything. And then the landlord said a really like, if you know what happens later, this statement would have like been alarming for you. It had like a little alarming thing for me.
Yeah. What was it he said?
He said, when I said like, it's okay, I don't want to pay my deposit, I'm willing to let her use my deposit. That's the words I used. And the landlord was like, oh, so you're willing to lose that?
Oh yeah, he did seem interested once you
said
that.
He's
oh
like,
my god,
oh,
he did.
So you're willing to lose? I'm like, who says, huh? I'm like, you don't lose a deposit. You meant to get back a deposit. You only lose a deposit if you fucked up the house. When I had that message, I was like, bitch. Oh guys, I wish you could feel my rage. I was like,
hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have another story time, the second one we've ever done. Well, actually, it's not so much a story time, it's more how to avoid getting scammed by your landlord.
Exactly.
We'll have a story separate.
It's sort of like a part 2, not really, of the other one. It's like I was watching, I typed in landlord and then I watched her video and she went through the same exact thing and I just felt so much anger and pain for her.
God, yeah, just the sympathetic feeling you get when you've been screwed over
exactly.
in the same way.
So, and the thing is like, we got screwed over the first time. We'll link the video guys if you want to watch that. And then the second time it was going to happen, but this time we managed to get the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, so me watching her video like inspired us to make this video to help people so you don't get scammed too.
Yeah, I'll just give a bit of backstory. Essentially, we weren't originally going to move in together. Initially, you were going to live in a house share.
Yeah, tell them this is, if you have to watch the first video first to like make a bit of sense.
Yes, but yeah, she was going to move into a house share for uni with several of her friends from uni, and the house itself looked alright when we had a look around. You know, there was one really cramped room that was like the Harry Potter broom closet, which we just said like we really hope we won't get that one. And they drew straws while everyone except Shamim wasn't.
The thing is, like me, Finley, you drove me there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we came from his place, which I was not allowed to go to. Storytime first one. And so he came to drive me over with all my stuff and everything. And we arrived to the place and they were not there. No one was there. We had arrived early, but we were on time.
Yeah.
We were on time, but somehow we were arrived early because everyone else was late.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, let's go to the library and then we'll chill there for a bit and then we'll drive back when everyone is there. It took us 15 minutes and then they had arrived. Literally, we were driving, it takes us 5-10 minutes
yeah, all
to
of them
drive
had
to
arrived.
the places. All of them had arrived, literally exactly when I was not there. And they had done the straws without me.
They had looked at all the rooms, drawn straws with the short straw being the smallest room.
Exactly, without me. Someone drew for me. The thing is like they sent a video saying that it was all fair. But like it wasn't fair in the video. Like I told them, please wait for me. We're driving. I'll be there in really like not
and
time.
And they picked for you.
Yeah, exactly. And they picked for me and I was like, that's not fair. Like I don't want to take that. If we do it again and we picked and I still got that room, I will be absolutely fine. Like we're paying the same fucking rent. Like why are you choosing the room for me when I'm not there? And their excuse was like, oh, you were not a part of the people who like looked for the room, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, it really doesn't fucking matter because I'm paying the same amount of money and you're trying to put the front that this is fair, but it's not fair.
It was about, the room was about literally the size of a mattress.
One single bed, yeah.
Yeah, a single bed could just about fit and that was it. And you're going to be paying how much?
I was going to be paying about £500 a month, like
God,
bill,
yeah.
and that's without like bills, Sky or anything like that. And by the way, the day we moved, we were supposed to move in, that's after we had paid £420.
Deposit.
Yeah, no, that's £420 for like administration fees, and we had paid him 1 month in advance for August, along with £690 in deposit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, this man, when we went to the house wasn't clean. First and foremost, it was dirty.
No running water.
No running water, no electricity. The toilets don't flush as well.
No internet.
Yeah, the kitchen, everything. The kitchen, the hob was not working. And this is when we're supposed to move in. Our first day of moving in, nothing works. Granted, the girls had said we're not gonna move in immediately. It's August. We're gonna move in September. But like, if someone changed their mind, if something had happened, you have to make that house livable
Yeah,
for them.
and you're intending to stay there that month.
Yeah, because I was homeless.
Yeah.
And I needed to stay there, but like I could not live there, you know, like I really couldn't. Like there was nothing, there's no pots or anything to cook food, and this was supposed to be a furnished home. Like they're supposed to give you all the furniture. Oh, I'm like going off a racket.
Yeah, this has turned into the story time that we were.
Yeah, I would just say. Yeah, so basically they picked the room without me, so I said actually I'm not gonna take that room. I'm not gonna pay like £500. They said they were gonna reduce the price by like 50 quid, but I still didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit. Like I didn't. To me, it wasn't more about the money. It was more about the fact that I don't want to live a year in a place where I'm uncomfortable.
And we were just sat on that tiny bed in that tiny ass room, having just been
crying.
allocated that room, and you were crying, and
the reason that made it so worse, your landlord, video plug, would not allow me to go visit him or anything. So the only option we had is if I had a good living situation, but that was not going to be a good living situation because he gets claustrophobic in really small areas.
Yeah, I hate being in just tiny little stuffy places for too long.
So that wasn't gonna work, so I had to leave and basically say no to the contract.
Yeah, essentially we just said straight up said no. She had already signed the contract and given a deposit.
By the way guys, we're gonna tell you more about that contract.
Yeah, and paid the first month's rent. And we were at your sister's place, and you know we had no idea what to do. It felt like the world was falling apart around us. We called up the landlord and he said we can't live there, and
he was threatening solicitor.
Yeah, he was, and we said we wanted to like cancel the contract, and he said, well, you've already signed it, you've already paid, you're gonna have to pay until you find a new person. So for every month that she's not there and is looking for someone else to live in that place, is you're paying rent on that, and you're not even there. And he wanted to keep your deposit as well. He threatened he's threatened his solicitor, who turned out to not be real.
Not to be real.
But we didn't know at that time. We didn't know until about a year later. It was absolute nightmare. So we just ended up looking online for just like house shares, room shares.
Yeah. So but we found another place. That's a different story time we've already done.
That's this place.
Yeah. So luckily, I ended up going on Facebook and finding this other girl who is such, I feel like she's a godsend. I love her genuinely.
She's awesome. She deserves a shout out, even though
but I don't think we can say her name. Like she was amazing. She ended up like, because she needed she was an international student that needed like a house like really urgently. So I was like, you can come to this house, 1 month rent is already paid, you don't have to pay a deposit, you basically just need to come in and pay for your rent for the months you live in, and that's it. And then she was like, oh sweet, that's a nice deal, I'll take it. And I was like, thank fuck. So and I told the landlord, I don't want to get my deposit back right now, I'll get it back at the after she's moved out, or if she wants to stay like another year, I'll get my deposit after the 2 years or whatever, as long as she wants to stay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's fair enough, she's doing me a favor if anything. And then the landlord said a really like, if you know what happens later, this statement would have like been alarming for you. It had like a little alarming thing for me.
Yeah, what was it he said?
He said, when I said like, it's okay, I don't want to pay my deposit, I'm willing to let her use my deposit. That's the words I used. And the landlord was like, oh, so you're willing to lose that? Oh
yeah, he did seem interested once you said that.
He's
oh
like,
my god,
oh,
he did.
So you're willing to lose? I'm like, who says, huh? I'm like, you don't lose a deposit, you meant to get back a deposit. You only lose a deposit if you fucked up the house. Do you know what I mean? Like, but we're not intending to fuck up the house. So why is it like on the first day I'm fucking moving in, you're saying I'm gonna lose my deposit? It's like you're intending not to give it back in the first place, you know?
Yeah. Fast forward about pretty much exactly a year, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
When we were due to get our deposit back, we were in Devon on holiday having a great time.
No, that's before Devon, honey, you're missing.
Am I missing a chunk?
Yeah, I called him a week before I was supposed to get my deposit. I was supposed to get my deposit back on the 1st of... I was supposed to get my deposit back on the 1st of August because that's when I paid it and that's when you're supposed to get it back.
Yeah.
But I haven't had anything about... Like, we were in September is finishing and he hadn't said anything. So I called him, his phone goes straight to voicemail. That's a bit weird. What kind of grown-ass person has their voice going straight to voicemail no matter what number you call them on?
Yeah.
Like no matter what number I called the morning, his phone went straight to voicemail. So, but then, okay, so he wasn't called, but then I called on your phone.
Yep.
It went straight to voicemail, but then he called back, and okay, and then he called back, and I was like, hi, it's Shamim, and he's like, Shamim? Yeah, and I was like, Shamim, last year my deposit, and it was so nice, you know, my customer service voice was on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want my deposit, and then he's like, oh, okay, I still don't know about that. That was a week before I was supposed to get it back.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna have to check the girl, I'll call her, what's her name? Rose. I'll call her Rose. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to check Rose's like bank statements to see if she paid me. If she paid me well, I'll give you your deposit back. He actually didn't say I'll give you your deposit back. He just said I'll check if she paid me, and also she had left the house at this point. He was like, okay, she has left the house, but she hadn't cleaned a couple things, blah blah blah.
And she had family around and stuff, which is
no, that was before he had said the jumping the gun.
Sorry.
Jumping the gun. Yeah, so that, and then he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check if she had paid me, blah blah blah. No problem. 1 week went by, and then it was the first, no, it was the 28th. So a couple of days I waited back, and it was like the 28th, 29th, 2-3 days before I was supposed to get my money back. And this, by the way, I'm being pestered because I know he's going to pull this bullshit.
We've been through this before.
So I'm trying to go through the proper procedure so I have my fucking receipts. That's what I was trying to do. So 28, 2 days before I'm supposed to get my deposit, I haven't had anything. Mind you, he said he was gonna check and tell me. Nothing. So I call him, voicemail. Call him on your phone, voicemail, and doesn't call back. So what I do is text him a message. I'll show you guys the text. I'll show you guys the text message I sent him here. Oh, do you want to read this? Baby?
Yeah, sure. I'll read it out. Hi AJ, this is Shamim. I'm just writing because I haven't received any information on how to collect my deposit or when I would receive it, and I just wanted to find out that information. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay,
and then nothing.
And then and I sent that message on the 1st of August. That's when I called him on the 28th and 29th with no messages, with no whatever. On the 1st of August, that's when I sent him that message. Nothing. And I was like, oh my god, this fucking dickhead is pulling this bullshit. And I was so fucking upset already.
It started exactly the
same way that happened to him. We'll do a part 2 to that story. And then on the 3rd, waited 2 days because I'm trying to be like I've given you days.
Yeah.
Sent him this message.
Yeah, she said, hi there, it's Shamim again. I've tried calling you a few times, and I've not heard anything regarding the deposit, and I haven't gotten a response. Sorry if it seems like I'm bothering you, but it's just not hearing anything about it, and now it has me worried that I might not get it back. Thank you.
See, that is me being like, I said I'm gonna call him out on his bullshit, straighten out. By the way, Finley was helping.
Yes, I was giving advice on all the
and then this is what he replied, I'm gonna be AJ.
Eventually.
I'll be AJ, you be Shamim.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then he was like, hi Shamim, I'm in the process of assessing the damages. Rose didn't bother to clean the house or dispose of the mountain of rubbish left out of the house. I have taken relevant video and pictures, so probably sit down over the weekend and work out how much it's going to cost you in total. Thanks. When I had that message, I was like, bitch. Oh guys, I wish you could feel my rage. I was like, motherfucker is pulling this fucking bullshit.
He's not just trying to steal your deposit, he's trying
to charge me more. Like, you gave me the impression that I'm gonna have my deposit back, but then after I'm chasing you on it, you're like, oh, I'm gonna sit down, I've got videos to see how much, blah, blah. This story is the most satisfying story you would ever hear, just to let you know. The most satisfying story you ever hear, and you're from the UK? Listen.
Yeah, because
this is how you get your money back.
This is every private landlord you'll ever meet. Seriously, especially around London, whatever that like.
Guys, yeah, I promise you, if you use the way and follow these rules, you will get your money back. You will get your money back, or you could even get more money. The
priority there is just document everything. Keep records of everything.
The thing is, like, this dickhead had done there was email receipts. I had emails of him saying he was gonna do certain legal things that he didn't do.
Yeah,
and that's how I got him.
Yeah. So, and then I remember we wrote this together, and then we wrote in response to his sort of threatening, obviously a scare tactic to make us run away and just leave the deposit. We said, are you joking? I feel like the message you sent is an intimidation tactic to try and refuse to hand my deposit back. Like, immediately calling him out.
Immediately, I was like,
bullshit.
I was like, that's a scare tactic you're using, and I'm saying no to it.
I will be contacting the Citizens Advice Bureau regarding what I would refer to an illegal matter. Cleaning shouldn't be where my deposit should go because...
Basically, this is us telling him like, are you a fucking dick? We're not stupid. This is, we caught him on his bullshit and we're like, we're not stupid. We know you're lying, like you're trying to scare me by saying I'm gonna charge you more. Yeah. So don't even dare try to ask for your deposit, because if you tried, I'll charge you more. They do this. They
all fucking do it, seriously.
So after I told him that, he was like, oh, Shamim, I really don't want to charge you. He's trying to be on my side. You're not.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't want to have to take more of your money.
The thing is, like, I'm a psychology student. Like, I can read people like a fucking book. Like, I can call people's bullshit straight out. Like, I was like, oh my god, you're trying to act like you're on my side to psychologically make me feel like you're doing me a favor. Yeah. But in time,
no one's convinced.
The things like with these private landlords, what they do if they don't want to give you your deposit back. Yeah. Initially, you ask them, give me my money back, and then they're like, oh, we can't. We're gonna charge you more. You didn't clean, blah blah blah, even if it's false. But then once you start to say like, oh, that's not true, blah blah, they're like, we're gonna charge you more money if you don't stop. Do you know what I mean? And then they say like, oh, I really don't want to charge you more money because, and then they're trying to like be on your side, and psychologically they want to make you feel like they're the good guy in these situations, as if their hands are tied and this is something they have to do legally. But that's not true. Don't accept that. They're wanting to steal your money. Yeah. They take advantage of young students ever, and they say things like, oh, I really don't want to charge you. I know you were in a difficult predicament and you didn't even end up living in the house. I'll provide you with all the details and cooperate with you. Probably send you everything on Monday when the office are open, but I think this is but I think you should talk to Rose. So he was trying to like put the blame on Rose and saying it's her fault.
Diverting that over and over to say like, oh yeah, Rose is doing this.
Yeah, and then the next thing I said to him is along these lines. I told him like, I find it weird that you're saying that I should go chase Rose, but you have a contract with this girl. You are the landlord. You're the landlord who should be chasing up if a tenant didn't clean the house, if a tenant didn't pay your deposit. How are you telling me to go chase up on her? Like,
yeah,
she did, like, it was not verbal contract, like she had signed a contract with you. You agreed with terms and conditions. Why are you saying like I should go to chase up with her because she damaged your house and I'm not getting my deposit back? If anything, you don't let her leave your house.
Seriously?
If it's damaged.
Yeah.
Then
you call the police or something if it's damaged.
Yeah, by the way guys, and this is when I was starting to get frustrated, and I went and messaged Rose on Facebook and she gave me all the gossip.
All the info we needed, everything we needed, just...
This girl is a fucking godsend. She's a fucking godsend. So she said on the day that I called him, on the 28th, 29th, she was moving out of the house and she asked him to get a hoover so she can clean. He refused to give her a hoover. Yeah. So the rubbish of not the house being clean was on him, and it's not even was that dirty. Yeah. And what was another thing he had said? Oh, she hadn't paid. She had paid. She had receipts. I sent him messages saying like, I'm aware that Rose has paid you. Yeah. And she said she has paid you. She was pestering you to tell you go check your bank account. I've paid you, and you are not saying anything. And I think by this time, by the way, I had told him I'm with an advisor. I had no advisor. Yeah. You always. This is the three things you have to do. Once they start saying that bullshit of gonna charge you, tell them you got an advisor. Tell them you're going to the Citizen Advice Bureau first and foremost. Yeah. Because Citizen Advice Bureau gives you free advisors.
There's the ones that deal with those kind of claims. They'll direct you to the small claims court, that sort of
Exactly. Thing. Go. If you have any documentation of them saying they put your money in a deposit scheme, go to gov.co.uk. They've got 3 tenancy deposit schemes. Yeah.
In the whole country.
In the whole country. Google, put your name into either 3 of them, yeah, or all 3 of them. If your name doesn't show up on postcode, your landlord didn't put your money in the deposit scheme. No matter what the fuck he does, if he said he was gonna do it and you have messages of him saying he was going to fucking do it, you can sue them for thousands of pounds. We should have fucking done that.
We should have taken it further, but I think at the time we were just happy. We used that leverage to get us 600 quid back.
I feel like we should have got like
we should have gone further, but I think at the time we were just happy to get that money back and just secure, and we just wanted to lock that down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's how you get your money back. Is there anything else we need to... If we go back in editing and we see that we haven't said everything, we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, we'll do a second part to this if we feel like we need to complete the story, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That should do for this one.
Yeah. How to get your money back from a landlord, especially in the UK students here. If by the way, UK students, if you don't want to get scammed, those starting uni right now and you don't have halls, look at the contract. If the contract doesn't say the landlord's name, address and bank account details, don't sign it.
It could just be a generic contract.
Even if it's generic, don't sign it if it doesn't say their home address, if it doesn't say their bank details and their full names.
All of their details at all times. You need to always get in contact with your landlord.
Because on a legal document, on a legal contract, their name and details need to be there because they need to be held accountable. And mine, it only had the landlord. It didn't say his name or anything. That's it had, and that's how he was able not to put the money in the deposit scheme. But because I had email, I'll show you guys the email of him saying like, send me the money, I'm gonna put it in the deposit scheme. He couldn't say nothing. I threatened to do
he pretty much, you could pretty much see him panic or like try and control the situation. He phoned you up the moment you said that.
He phoned me and I yelled at him because, you know, it was not even intention, because he was trying to bullshit me. He phoned me and saying I was using intimidation tactics because I said I have an advisor. He was like, hey Shamim, then the methods you're using, I feel like they're
very aggressive.
They're very aggressive and scared. I'm a 21-year-old kid and I just want my fucking £600 back. Yeah. And you're a man with houses. Like, are you fucking kidding me? How am I intimidating you? How? How? Yeah, he was saying that. And yeah, so uni students at UK, don't go to those fucking private landlords. They're money hungry assholes.
Private renting is an awful idea, seriously.
If you're going to do it, to call them out, to make sure that they don't
be meticulous.
Yeah, to make sure, like, if you're signing the contract, verbalize that at the end of this I want my deposit back, and if I want it to be put in a deposit scheme, and I want evidence, because they're supposed to send you evidence of that. Like, I didn't know this at the time.
Yeah, I didn't know either. But it's so useful to have that, because that's probably what saved us.
It is. And long story short, we got £600 back, and it was like a double pay the month.
Yes, it was nice. We weren't even expecting it.
Yeah,
it was good.
Oh god. That's our story, guys. If you enjoy it, give this video a like so we know that you like these story times and we can do more of them for you.
Subscribe.
And subscribe if you care.
If you care.
Bye.
Bye bye.